Hey, good morning, everyone. Looks like everybody gets a chance to take a look at what the YouTube studio looks like. Not sure why my OBS settings are different this morning. It should be on the chart, but I guess it's not. All right, let me get over to OBS. Hopefully this fixes it. Interesting. Not sure why it's showing the OBS studio, but give me a second and see if we can get this fixed here. Alrighty, that should do the trick. Alright, if you don't mind, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me properly and that you can now see NQ. Should be on the chart now. For some reason, the OBS was showing the YouTube studio instead of the chart. Here we are. Hopefully that should fix the issue. Alrighty. Just don't understand how sometimes the OBS changes the settings without me pressing any buttons. Been running the stream for multiple years now, and somehow it decided to show the YouTube studio this morning. No worries. Well, good morning. Good day. Welcome back to another live stream. How's everybody doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Or good day, depending on where you're from. How's everybody's week going so far? See who we have here today. I appreciate all the thumbs up. Thanks for the help. See who we have here today. Welcome the community to the stream before we get into any information. And then we will watch another New York Open. Good morning, Saju. Good morning, Furkan. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Tyree. Good morning, Maya. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Tad. Good morning, Catalin. Good morning, Lisa. Enrique, what's up? Pedicuro, what's up? Rav4, what's up? Mike, good morning. Bis, good morning. Darts, good morning. Raf, good morning. Weapon, good morning. Tatiana, good morning. Jericho, good morning. Ronnie, good morning. Dop goes here, good morning. Alive, good morning. Stefanos, good morning. Yusuf, what's up? Tasha, what's up? Peter, what's up? How's everybody doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning, or good day, depending on where you're from. Taking some time to say good morning to the community before we get into any information here. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Gordon. Good morning, Byrne. Good morning, Tasha. Dali, good morning. Jackson, good morning. Jackie, good morning. Atman, good morning. Caesar, good morning. Ahmed, good morning. Ziki, good morning. 9 to 5 Trader, good morning. King, good morning. Manuel, good morning. Thunder, how are you doing today? Hope everybody's day is going well. Hope everybody's week is going well. David, good morning. Zach, good morning. CVO, good morning. Israel, good morning. Hope everybody's week is going well. Hope everybody's day is going well. See how chat is doing this week. Throw a 1 in the chat if you're green on the week. Throw a 2 in the chat if you're red on the week. And throw a 3 in the chat if you have not yet traded this week. Mr. Anas, good morning. Mohammed, good morning. Otley, good morning. Sarah, good morning. Handful of ones, couple twos, handful of threes, more twos, more threes. Looks like we have a mixed bag so far. Some red, some green, and some have yet to take any trades this week. Well, we're only halfway through the week here, so we always have another opportunity. You never have to feel rushed to get into a trade. You never have to feel eager to start trading on the week. There will always be another opportunity. Show up to the market, the same focus every single day, the same mental and emotional control, looking to focus on perfecting your risk management and sticking to your model. Process over profits. Focus on implementing your model. Focus on mental and emotional control. Allow the results to be a byproduct of that. So we'll see what we get here this morning. Got another 5 minutes here before New York Open. So we'll start to get into some of the information. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Ed. Good morning, Two Chains. Good morning, Sura. Good morning, Alexis. Good morning, Jorit. Hope everybody's day is going well. Just now starting to get into some of the information here. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to take a sip of water, and then we'll get into today's action. Alrighty, thank you very much. See what we have here today. Alrighty. As always, we need to start the day on the economic calendar. Let's get over to the economic calendar. And let's take a look. It's looking like no red folders today. You can see here Wednesday. We have no red folders for the day. That's completely okay. We just have to understand that 9:30 is going to be our important time. The public is allowed to start participating in the stock market at 9:30 open, New York Open. So New York Open will never be on the economic calendar. That's because it's not a news driver, but we have to understand that we're going to see volatility at 9:30 each day. Since there is no other red folders, that's why 9:30 is the important time. Okay, so we're allowed to participate on days that do not have red folders. It might just be a day to be more patient and selective than normal. After understanding the important times of the day, that's when we get over to our higher time frames. We always start on the daily chart. We want to be on the same side as the higher time frame order flow. All right, so we obtain a bias from the daily chart. We want to be executing in line with the higher time frame order flow. So both ES and NQ going to be the same analysis here. Two correlated assets. Okay. YM is the third asset. I don't trade YM, but in terms of correlation, YM is also correlated. Right, so if you're ever looking for SMT, you look for SMT between YM, ES, and Q. All right, so let's take a look. The first thing I do have to say here is that you can see how NQ swept the previous day high. It's very clear that NQ took out the previous day high. ES did not take out the previous day high. Okay. So we have to be aware of that. Take a look at the lows. Previous day low is still intact for both NQ and ES. Okay. We are just getting in line with order flow at the moment. Taking a top-down approach to obtaining our bias to get on the same side as the higher time frame order flow. Pointing out the signatures, pointing out the concepts that we use. Right, so in terms of creating a bias, I look at FVGs, swing highs, and swing lows. Right, so we have a very clear bullish FVG here on both of our assets. Now, if they were to leave this here as a breakaway gap, right, an FVG that they never retest, that's going to be one of our strongest forms of momentum. An FVG that they leave open that looks like bullish momentum, and it looks like more momentum than if they came back and retested it. Right, if they did one of these. So if they came back and retested it, that looks weaker than if they left it open and never retested it. And this is what's determining my bias for today. This FVG here. It's the most recent information. And in terms of bias, I look at swing highs, swing lows, and FVGs. This is the most recent information that was created that determines a bias for me. Okay, so if they leave this open, I would be more bullish than if they came back and retested it. If they did come back and retest it, I would be looking at the previous day lows to see which one or if they create bullish SMT. Right, so if they come back and retest the bullish FVG, we'll see if they put in bullish SMT at that location. That's the first scenario. The second scenario is that they leave this FVG open as a breakaway gap, and that would look like our strongest form of momentum. Those are the two scenarios that I'm looking for today. Okay, so we'll see if they want to come back and retest this. We'll leave the previous day lows on here. Put the previous day high on here as well. Same thing here on NQ. And right, that's why I pointed to the bearish SMT at the highs here. Right, because if they put in bearish SMT at the highs, then maybe they do want to come back and retest this daily FVG here. So we'll see if they give this a tap. If they tap into this, we'll look for bullish SMT at the lows. If they leave it open, it looks stronger than if they did retest it. Any of the stuff in the middle of the range, I'm not too interested in. Yes, just in the middle of the range here. If I had a preference, I'd rather see one of the sides of the range get taken before looking for a move. All right, we do have a change in the state of delivery here on ES. We'll see if they respect this here. That looks like hourly SMT against NQ. Right, if you look at this here. NQ took out the 6 a.m. low. ES did not take out the 6 a.m. low. All right, so that's bullish SMT there on the hourly chart. Even with the higher time frame analysis, even with the bullish SMT, you still need an entry function. We don't just instantly jump into a position because we're capable of identifying concepts. Right, so remain patient. Look to confirm your criteria for your entry function. And if that's not present yet, then remain on the sidelines and continue to be patient until it is. All right, so my entry function is the unicorn model, which is a breaker block plus an FEG, right? So a swing low, a swing high, a new low, then a new high. All right, this is my entry function here. A swing low, a swing high, a new low, then a new high. Breaker block will be found in this leg here. And then I want an FVG to align with this. Right, so even though we're capable of identifying some higher time frame concepts, we would still need the entry function, which at the current moment, you have a swing low, you have a swing high, you have a new low. You would then need a new high that leaves an FEG aligned with the breaker block. All right, so if they put this in here, we'll take a look at this. This would be the bullish breaker. It is not a breaker until you get a candle closure above it. Okay, so this cannot be a breaker until you get a candle closure above it. And if we were to get a candle closure above it, we would want to see an FEG aligned with it. Right, so I'm putting it there on the screen in preparation. Not sitting here to predict anything. I'm efficiently reacting to the information. So what I am doing is sitting here saying, okay, we got a stop hunt, right? A run below a swing low. That's the first step to a unicorn model, a run below a swing low. That's what a stop hunt is. seeing that this stop hunt occurred into a higher time frame level, right? Here's your higher time frame level of an hourly swing low. That hourly swing low also has bullish SMT against ES. Right, so that's why I would consider looking for the entry function here on the 5-minute chart. But this information, once again, doesn't mean anything until you have a confirmed entry function, right? Unless you get displacement through the breaker block that has an FEG aligned with it, there's nothing to act on. So we'll continue to keep waiting to see if an entry function occurs. Here it is here on ES, right? So we have to see if you get this candle closure. If the current candle closes above here, that also leaves an FEG, right? That would be a breaker block plus an FEG. That's what a unicorn model is. So we'll wait and see another 5 minutes to see if this gets confirmed. NQ showing some weakness here. That might... Nope, the FEG is still open here on ES. See if that took out the previous day high. Nope, previous day high is still intact to use as a draw on liquidity. For now, it's just a time to be patient. Wait for your entry function to be confirmed. No reason to act on anything without those confirmations. Wait until you confirm all of your criteria, then consider any risk. And that's exactly what's going on here this morning. Got the higher time frame order flow. Right, the top-down analysis. You create a game plan by understanding time. We went over the economic calendar. After going over the economic calendar, we began to develop a bias by looking at a higher time frame, getting on the same side as the higher time frame order flow. Then looked for concepts that align with the higher time frame order flow. Right, and now the FEG just got invalidated, so this cannot be a unicorn. Right, so I'm no longer looking at this as an entry function because I only execute the unicorn model. So since there cannot be an FEG aligned with the potential breaker, this cannot be a unicorn model. And that's completely okay. We're in no rush to get into a position. I'll gladly continue to be patient because I'd rather fall in love with the process and allow the results to be a byproduct of that. Do not force yourself upon the market. Have justifications to your actions and confirm them before taking any risk. If you cannot confirm them, then have the mental and emotional intelligence to wait until they are. To be patient enough until they are. You do not need to force yourself upon price. Right? So same thing here with NQ. We were capable of analyzing the hourly SMT at the hourly swing low. But NQ failed to create the lower time frame entry function. So now I would no longer consider that because it could not displace through the breaker block, and it did not leave an FVG aligned with it. So I'm no longer interested in looking at that. So we'll continue to keep waiting. There is no rush here. You do not need to take a position every single day. Patience is truly a virtue. Less is more. Quality over quantity. So ES still continuing to act as the stronger pair here. Says the hourly SMT. Right, you can see it here. ES did not take out the 6 a.m. low. NQ took out the 6 a.m. low. Right, in a bullish bias, you want to be looking at swing lows and bullish FVGs as higher time frame points of interest to look for your lower time frame entry function. SMT is a confluence to the idea, right? So stated that we were bullish today. So seeing bullish SMT at the lows on a higher time frame gives conviction to the idea. Right, so you're putting probabilities in your favor through identifying your concepts. When you're capable of doing that, then you need an entry function that aligns with that. Okay, so let's see if NQ could take out the low again. If we get a new stop hunt, right? If we get a new stop hunt, then we would have a new potential breaker block. Let's see if they go ahead and create a new stop hunt. We're going to leave this hourly swing low here on ES because I would still want to see bullish SMT. Nice, and NQ did take out the low. So now, since a new swing low was taken, right, a new stop hunt was created, you would have a new breaker block, right? Because you use the most recent information, and the breaker block's always going to be found in between the initial swing low to initial swing high. You need the highest up close candle before the leg down that took liquidity. So the leg down that took liquidity currently would be from here to here. The liquidity is below the swing lows, right? This swing low here. So once again, just a time to be patient and wait. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to take another sip of water as we're waiting. Alrighty, thank you very much. What is SMT? SMT is a crack in correlation between two correlated assets. So, two correlated assets, NQ and ES, correlated meaning they should be moving the same at the same time. When ES is going up, NQ should be going up. That's what correlated assets are. So, if they're doing something different, right? So let's use a line chart to provide an example. Go like this. All right, so let's say on the left is NQ. Let's say on the right is ES. Right, notice how NQ is in a downtrend here. It's doing lower lows and lower highs at the same time that ES is doing higher highs and higher lows. This is what SMT is. This would be a bearish SMT. Okay, two correlated assets should be doing the same thing at the same time. Since NQ is currently in a downtrend, while ES is in a uptrend, right, they are not moving the same. Right, they should both look like this. Right, so they should both look like this, doing the same thing at the same time. Right, so this is a correlated market. Both markets are moving the same way at the same time. This is what a crack in correlation looks like when two correlated markets are doing two different things. That's what SMT is. A crack in correlation between two correlated assets. The purpose of SMT is to show when liquidity has been taken or strength and weakness in the marketplace. So as we mentioned earlier in the stream, seeing if price will tap into the daily bullish FEG. Right, this FEG here. See if it will do that. You do have the bearish SMT at the highs that we pointed to on the daily, how NQ took out the previous day high, while ES did not take out the previous day high, right? That's a bearish SMT. Previous day low here. Let's see if that's what they target. Got previous day low here on NQ. Like ES may have just taken out that, yep, the 6 a.m. low. So the bullish SMT is no longer there. On the hourly. Notice how we continue to just keep pointing out the concepts, right? Get a feel for order flow. We're not instantly just jumping into a position. I'd rather remain patient. Everybody keeps asking about the 1 minute chart. This is the exact reason to stay off the 1 minute chart. I highly suggest you stay off the 1 minute chart. This is the first time you get any type of entry function here. Get a run above the highs. Lowest down close candle before the leg up that took liquidity. First time the entry function is even present on the screen. All right, so a run above the highs. This is what a stop hunt is. For a bearish unicorn, you use the lowest down close candle, right? Closing price before the leg up that took liquidity. Liquidity was taken here. And then you need to have an FVG aligned with the breaker block. So you do have a bearish unicorn on the screen now. Entry is from the beginning of the breaker. Stop at the high. You can target previous day low. Previous day low or a 2R. Knowing that the bullish FVG is right below previous day low, that would be important information to know in terms of taking this short position. So let's see what they want to do with it. This is the first time you have an entry function present during New York Open. And if they don't give an entry at the beginning of the breaker, not something that I would chase. Okay? You have rules for your model. You follow them. If you're the individual that sets a limit order at the beginning of the breaker, then do not be the individual that tries to chase price down, right? Market ordering right now would break those rules. And it looks like NQ may be taking previous day low. All right, we got a couple more points here. But that would also be something that would keep me away from that position, right? If one of them takes out previous day low when the other one does not, now you're looking at bullish SMT. Okay. Has bias changed? Has bias changed? No. No, I don't counter trade my bias. It's very simple. I already showed you my top-down analysis starting the stream. I was looking for a tap into the bullish FVG on the daily for continued higher prices, right? So if you're the individual that says, I don't counter trade my bias, then it's a simple answer here. You wouldn't take the short position. Right, so me pointing out a unicorn does not validate me taking the position. I still have a bullish bias. The analysis hasn't changed. But this is a bearish unicorn, right? It is a breaker block plus an FVG. But just because there's a breaker block plus an FVG on the screen does not mean you instantly take the position. Once again, the justifications to your actions, right? If you sat there and said, I'm bullish today, then looking at a short position is probably not something you would do. But just because you have a bias, that doesn't mean this isn't a unicorn. This is, in fact, a unicorn. So anytime the model presents itself, I'm going to point it out. But you have to understand that you have to provide logic to your decision making. Just because there's a position on the screen doesn't mean you take the risk. Right? We're not just price action pattern traders. Just because there's a unicorn on the screen doesn't mean go short. You have to provide logic to your decision making. They still haven't tapped into the daily FEG yet. See what happens there at previous day low to see if either one of them taps in the previous day. Would the hourly swing low be sufficient for ES longs? Yes. Swing lows and bullish FEGs are locations to look for long positions. That is correct. I'm specifically pointing to this swing low because it's the previous day low. So it's an important liquidity. What prop firm and broker do you use for futures? My Funded Futures is the prop firm. And then AMP for my personal account. So My Funded Futures is the prop firm that I use. And then AMP is the cash account that I use. See how everybody's doing on today's session. Throw a 1 in the chat if you've taken a winning trade so far this morning. Throw a 2 in the chat if you've taken a losing trade so far this morning. And then throw a 3 in the chat if you have not taken a trade yet today. So far, I'm still flat myself. I've not taken a trade yet. Are you a full-time trader? I highly suggest do not be a full-time trader. I highly suggest having multiple sources of income. Okay, there is nothing guaranteed about trading. That is the reason why I'm saying this. The second reason why I'm saying it is because you need money to make money. Right? If you don't have a job, then how are you going to fund a cash account? If you don't have a source of money, how are you going to pay the bills? If you don't have a source of money, how are you going to get a prop firm challenge? It takes money to make money. Okay, so I highly suggest having a job. I highly suggest having multiple sources of income. I highly suggest you take care of your own family and your health before risking your money. Very simple. Put your family and your health first. When those things are taken care of, then think about using your money to make more money. Have I ever tried swing trading with the unicorn model? Yes, you can use the unicorn model in any asset class on any time frame. There are long-term positions that I have that came from higher time frame unicorns. Weekly unicorns, daily unicorns. The higher the time frame that you use it on, the longer it'll take to play out. If you're executing a daily unicorn, that's going to take weeks or months to complete, compared to a 5-minute unicorn, where that'll take one session to complete. For the breaker block formation, do you only take a single candle or a series of candles? Right, so for example, we're looking at a bearish breaker currently on ES. The bearish breaker is the lowest down close candle before the leg up that took liquidity. If there is consecutive candles, you use the consecutive, but notice how there's a up close candle right here. So since there's not consecutive down closes, we're only using one candle. No matter what, the definition doesn't change. You always use the lowest down close candle before the leg up that took liquidity. Right, so this is the breaker block here. If there is consecutive, use the consecutive, but since there is an up close candle right here, we do not use all three of them. Only use all of them if they're consecutive. And when you're outlining the breaker, outline the entire candle. But I hate my job. Yeah, the stress of not having a job will force you to take bad trades. And then when you blow your account and you have no income, then how do you pay the bills? Right? Unless you're 15 years old and live at home with your parents, then sounds like a bad idea. Got to pay the bills. Doesn't matter if you like the job or not. How much do you risk per trade? I trade one time a day maximum and 2 times a week maximum. Right now I'm averaging 1 trade a week currently. On any given trade, divide your drawdown by 10. You know how much you should risk per trade. Do me a favor as we're waiting and watching. If the streams provide you any value, hit the like button on the stream. Hit the sub button on the channel. Sub to the channel. That way you can communicate with us here in chat. The chat is sub only. So if you'd like to communicate here with us in chat, if you'd like to be notified for any upcoming live streams or educational content, hit that sub button. While you're at it, hit the like button on the video. It is greatly appreciated. We're waiting to see if either one, NQ or ES, take out previous day low. The game plan here this morning was to see if the daily chart gets a tap into the daily FEG. All right, here's the daily FEG here. If we get a tap into the FEG, we'll look for a reversal, right? A bullish unicorn. What gave it away was the bearish SMT at the highs. NQ took out the previous day high. ES did not. Right, so looking for a move down to the daily bullish FEG made sense because of the bearish SMT at the highs. While we were waiting for that, a bearish unicorn on the 5-minute ES chart appeared. It has not provided an entry. After it was confirmed, so far it has just ran lower. See if we get the previous day low there. That would also be bullish SMT if NQ takes out the previous day low while ES does not. Has not happened yet, so just continue to wait and be patient. I'm interested in using futures prop firms. It's the same exact thing as a forex prop firm. Buy a challenge, pass the eval, get into a funded account. You make it to the profit target, you can request a payout. When you're doing that, follow the rules. Same exact thing. Use my funded futures, read the rules, pass the eval, get into a funded account, Once again, following the rules, make it to the profit target to request a withdrawal. Follow the rules and get paid. Break the rules and get denied. That's simple. See if NQ can take out previous day low. And we'll see if anything occurs at previous day low. Highly recommend everyone reads Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Deep dive into psychology and emotional intelligence. I fully agree with that. Thank you for sharing that, Tyree. Trading in the Zone is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal read. That and Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard. If you guys haven't read that yet, both of them, I highly suggest getting both of those. Two amazing reads for day trading. So previous day low taken out here. While ES has not taken out previous day low. All right, so this could be a form of bullish SMT. See if they do anything with previous day low. Also a daily bullish FEG as well. See if they want to do anything with the bullish FEG. Would you consider it a breaker if it has a swing high but no swing low? If you're looking at NQ 5 minute, you have a swing low here, but there is no swing high. So if you do not have all of the institutional swing points, it cannot be a breaker. Right, so since we're looking at the lows right now, we'll just look at a long position. You have to have a swing low. You have to have a swing high. You have to have a new low, then a new high. If any one of those are missing, then you do not have a bullish entry function. What was your reasoning for switching stop loss placement? I did not switch stop loss placement. If you go through my content, you'll see my explanation for stop losses. Right, no matter what, it goes on the other side of the breaker. And as I advise to everybody watching the content, is to put it at the swing point so that you give yourself more room to breathe. Trying to have accuracy just for the idea of having larger size is not a good idea. None of us are experts here. On top of the volatility that's in the marketplace, Trying to have accuracy during increased volatility is not a good idea. Going larger size is not a good idea. Going larger size with tighter stops is a quicker way to blowing up and blowing funded accounts. So don't do it. Put the stop loss at the swing point. Have smaller size. Give yourself more room to breathe. All right, so I no longer consider the bearish unicorn here. The position that we pointed out here this morning on ES, right here. This position here. For anybody that was looking at a short position, trying to short this bearish unicorn, I would no longer use it. Why would I no longer use it? It took out a significant liquidity, right? The previous day low, and now it's inside of a bullish FEG. Okay, so anybody that trying to use the information that I presented this morning, this thing ran to the target, right? It doesn't need to go all the way to plus 2R. What's more important is that it took out previous day low. No, it didn't give an entry, right? So the only person that would have even gotten this short position is if you market ordered during the displacement through the breaker. If you were one of the individuals that put a limit order at the beginning of the breaker right here, right, then your position never got filled. And you have no trade to take. Right, so this thing got front ran. And that's okay. You breaking the justifications to your actions, that's not okay. Price can and will do whatever it wants whenever it wants to. It's more important to fall in love with the process and allow the results to be a byproduct of it. Nonetheless, even though bias was incorrect, even though I was looking for higher prices, we still got to watch the model play out, right? We still got to point to a unicorn model. You got a breaker block plus an FEG. That's what the unicorn model is during New York Open. Only the front runners got a position here, right? You would have had to front run this position to get a short position because price never retraced back to the breaker before going to the target. Previous day low is now taken out. So now I would not use it anymore. Nonetheless, got to watch another model play out. Another day of gaining more conviction. Getting to watch the unicorn model. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up stream there. We'll see if we ever get any bullish position from the bullish daily FEG. I'll provide it in Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord yet, go to the description of this video. The links to the Discords are in the description of this video. Phenomenal morning, nonetheless. Came in here, created a game plan, executed the game plan, right? So I was looking for higher prices, but there was no bullish unicorn to execute higher prices. So I have not had a position yet. And I'm more than okay with remaining flat, right? If we get a bullish unicorn here from the previous day low, then I'll provide it in Discord and we'll consider the risk. Other than that, I don't counter trade my bias. I create a game plan. I execute the game plan. Right? Today's game plan was higher prices. We did not get higher prices. But notice how you didn't see me eagerly, impulsively jumping into something else. Scrambling and changing my mind and choosing a different position just because I'm not getting what I want. That's the important lesson to take away here, is that fall in love with the process, allow the results to be a byproduct of it. Do not force yourself upon the market. Do not change your model because price is not doing what you want it to do. That patience is truly a virtue and risk management is the #1 priority. Right? No risk taken means no money lost. That sounds way better than breaking my rules, then losing money. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Okay, so patience is truly a virtue. Not just in trading, but in life. Greatly appreciate every single one of you. Phenomenal conversation this morning. We will be heading over to the Discord. Thank you again for your time. I hope everybody has a great day. I'll see you on the next live stream. Have a nice day, everyone.